In the last video, we explored Japan's relationship crisis through the eyes of men. Today, we turn to the voices of Japanese women, but be aware, this video leans more emotional than our usual analytical style. It's not a study, it's a story, a quiet, aching story that often goes unheard. Japan is facing a love crisis. That's what the headlines say. But this isn't just about falling birth rates or empty cradles. It's about something deeper. A quiet epidemic of heartbreak. It's about women. Resilient, accomplished, powerful, left wounded by relationships that never even began. Men are retreating. They're avoiding commitment, choosing digital escape over emotional intimacy, video games over vulnerability, silence over shared futures. And women are left holding the silence. We scroll through glossy pictures of perfect couples, hear whispers that we're too strong, too independent, too much. But behind closed doors, the smiles fade and the tears fall. This isn't about numbers. It's about human ache, about late-night loneliness in a lit apartment, about the confusion of doing everything right and still ending up alone. This is the forgotten side of Japan's love crisis. It's the story of women who were told they could have it all, only to find that love was no longer part of the package. We're told to rise. We are rising. But at what cost? Love? Family? A future that feels whole? This isn't just a crisis of romance. It's a crisis of the human heart. Japanese women are asked to be everything: high achievers in the office, nurturing mothers at home, flawless partners in love. We grow up idolizing the image of the Yamato Nadeshiko, the ideal Japanese woman, graceful, selfless, silent. And yet, we are the backbone of industries, the innovators, the global travelers, the voices that won't be quiet anymore. Still, when it comes to love, the old script lingers. We're expected to be passive, polished, patient, to smile politely while we wait to be chosen. We straddle two worlds, one that celebrates our independence and one that quietly punishes us for it. This split creates a dangerous emotional dissonance. We wonder, are we too ambitious? Too loud? Too confident? Are we not enough woman if we're too much of a person? But no, we are not broken. We are not wrong. We are not the problem. We are the result of a society that evolved us without evolving its expectations.
My name is Erica. I'm 34. I work in a high-rise tower in Tokyo. My days are full of meetings, negotiations, decisions that shake markets. I speak English, French, and the unspoken language of survival. By night, I eat ramen alone, scroll dating apps like it's a second job, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, and wonder if I'm the one being passed over. Men say I'm too sharp. One said I act like a boss. Another told me I'd make a better mentor than a wife. I laugh on the outside. Inside, it aches. Am I unlovable because I stand tall, because I make decisions, because I don't need saving? I don't want to dominate. I want to share. I want laughter over late-night dinners. I want someone who hears me, not fears me. Will I ever be seen not as intimidating, but as inspiring? Will my strength ever be seen as soft?
My name is Miwako, 29. I work freelance, mostly design and digital content. I love my job, my clients respect me, and I have control over my time. But when it comes to dating, it feels like none of that matters. I've been ghosted for being too independent. One guy told me, "You're cool, but I don't want my girlfriend to be more successful than me." That one stuck with me. It's strange. I've built a life I'm proud of, but somehow it scares people off. My success is seen as a threat instead of something to celebrate. And honestly, it's lonely. Not because I'm single, but because it feels like I have to choose love or being myself. When relationships crumble, fingers point. When relationships fail, society doesn't look at the system. It looks at us. We're too career-focused, too proud, too busy, too smart, too serious, too alive. If only we smiled more, dressed softer, dimmed our brilliance, then maybe they'd love us. But this is a lie wrapped in tradition. It's a system that tells women to shrink while blaming them for disappearing. It forgets that men too are struggling with pressure, with shame, with emotional literacy they were never taught. This isn't a female failure, it's a cultural malfunction. If we want connection, we must rewrite the code, replace obedience with honesty, replace shame with empathy. We must stop telling women to change and start telling society to evolve. Swipe, post, pose, perform. This is the new courtship dance. Social media offers connection and crushes authenticity. In Japan, where image and impression have always mattered, Instagram love is another burden. Relationships become stage shows. Couples compete for views. Affection becomes content. Real intimacy gets filtered out. Dating isn't just exhausting, it's discouraging. How do you build trust in a world that rewards illusion, where likes matter more than love? We long for flawed, messy, vulnerable connection, but we're stuck chasing perfection.
Success isn't optional for men in Japan. It's a silent requirement, not just for career advancement, but for love itself. If you're not earning enough, respected enough, stable enough, you're simply not considered husband material. The pressure to meet that invisible standard pushes many men into quiet despair and pushes them out of the dating world entirely. In this game, failure doesn't mean heartbreak, it means disqualification. Instead, we're rewriting the story, starting businesses, buying property, traveling, laughing, not despite being single, but because we are free. We're discovering that joy doesn't require permission, that family can be chosen, that our lives are complete, not in spite of solitude, but because of what we build within it. We haven't given up on love, we've just stopped begging for it. We now demand it on our own terms. Tokyo at midnight tells a story the daylight hides. In manga cafes and 24-hour diners, men in their 30s and 40s sleep in silence, not because they have no home, but because they have no place to belong. They're not rebels, they're not losers, they're just tired. Tired of failing to meet expectations, tired of pretending. In a society that praises harmony, many have chosen quiet disconnection as their only form of peace. Delayed marriage, dating fatigue, digital disconnection masked as modern convenience. People are lonelier, hopeful, tired, all at once. We're not broken, we're transforming, from tradition to transition, from assumptions to questions. This isn't a collapse, it's a reckoning, and maybe a renaissance. This isn't just about couples not falling, it's about a shrinking future, economically, demographically, and emotionally. Less marriage means fewer children, which means an aging population with no one to carry the weight. But beyond the numbers is something deeper, a loss of meaning, a generation unanchored, not because they're selfish, but because they no longer see a place for themselves in the stories they were told. Let go of the weight that was never yours to carry. Walk forward, not in search of someone, but in search of yourself. And if love finds you along the way, let it be a bonus, not the goal. We are not broken, we are blooming. Even in solitude, we rise. Japan's relationship crisis is not merely a cultural curiosity, it's a sociological turning point. The tension between modern gender identity and traditional expectations is creating widespread emotional fatigue. While women redefine success and autonomy, social frameworks lag behind, leaving intimacy under strain. This is not a failure of individuals, but a misalignment between values and structures. If Japan, and the world, hopes to restore emotional connection, the systems surrounding gender, partnership, and self-worth must evolve. Not through sentiment, but through systemic introspection and collective cultural reform. To every woman feeling unseen, you are not invisible. To every woman called too much, you are just enough. To every woman waiting, you are already whole. Let go of the weight that was never yours to carry. Walk forward, not in search of someone, but in search of yourself. And if love finds you along the way, let it be a bonus, not the goal. We are not broken, we are blooming. Even in solitude, we rise. If this resonated with you, subscribe. Because together we're not just telling stories, we're rewriting them.